you want to talk about an NFL ready corner. It's hard to top a guy coming out of a Nick Saban system. Like, you watch, whether it's Saban himself doing coverage clinics, whether it's, their secondary coach, Carl Scott, doing coverage clinics when they're talking about Stubby and Stump and all their split safety coverages and all the different reads that corners have to make in that system. It's hard as a young, incoming true freshman to make a mark in that secondary because there's so much you have to do. He was an immediate contributor, and it's gotten better and better and better every year. I mean, he gives you the full and complete toolkit as a corner, press man, press bail man coverage, zone eyes. He can play off. Like, he can do it all. Like, he's as plug and play as it gets as at the cornerback position. Like, is he a super athlete? Like, he's good enough. Does he have like the sort of mentality we were talking about J.C. Horn? Maybe not as flashy, maybe not as in your face, but I don't think you survive life as a corner in the SEC without that. Like, you think of some of the receivers he's gone up against, some of the guys he's gone up against, like, Jamar Chase in that 2019 game, where most of it was Chase versus Trayvon Diggs, but there were moments when, Surtain was up against him, and he held his own, more than held his own. Nico Collins in a bowl game in 2019. Some other receivers in this class where he's more than held his own. And so, yeah, I think Surtain, if they go corner and he's there, I think he makes a ton of sense.
Love him. Absolutely love him. I like him over J.C. Horn. If he's there at number 12, bang. A+ pick for the Eagles. Plug and play, like you said. I love what he can do in man, zone, press coverage, everything. I know he might not have the higher ceiling of like a guy like Caleb Farley, who's got all the measurements and all that kind of stuff. But Shane, what is your thoughts on that pick?
Yeah, I think Surtain is a higher floor, lower ceiling player than J.C. Horn. He, out of all the corners, he's the most plug and play. He's the most pro ready. I think he makes a lot of sense for a team that has historically struggled to develop cornerbacks and has spent a lot of draft capital along the way on guys that didn't work out. So if you're looking at rebuilding a team and you need the sure thing, it's hard to beat a sure thing at a premium position that's a position of need. So I think he makes a lot of sense for the Eagles, assuming, he slides past the Cowboys at 9 or 10, wherever they're at. Are they 10?
Yeah, they're 10. And I think that's going to be the bigger question. And now, look, Carolina at 8 could be corner as well. Now that they don't have to go quarterback, they could go corner at 8. So you might see, you might see Surtain at 8. You might see Horn at 10. And then maybe you're turning to your medical staff at 12 and saying, tell us about disectomies, because I'm worried about a corner with a back injury history. But if that checks out from a medical profile, then Caleb Farley might be the guy, or you go in a different direction and start thinking about, early round 2 corners, guys that might be in that mix there. But if Surtain's there, I just think it makes too much sense. It's plug and play. I absolutely love him. I love watching him. So, yeah.
The Eagles turning to their medical staff is what my nightmares are made of.
I think a lot of Eagles fans heard that and just felt that bile start to rise. Man, I hear you.
Totally. Marky Mark says, I think a top cornerback at 12 is what they wanted. Wide receiver, tight end, if they stayed at 6. I think that when we went live, when the trade went down from 6 to number 12, that was kind of at least my general consensus was they were targeting the secondary. And you look at the guys that would be potentially available.
Russell Westbrook. You